A closer look at the top political headlines this week, and there are many. Joining us, our Deputy Political Director, Averi Harper here, and ABC White House correspondent, MaryAlice Parks in South Carolina. Welcome to you both. MaryAlice, let's go ahead and start with you there with a look at the Democratic side. This is the first time South Carolina is going first in the primary, but it isn't one of the leading battleground states. So a lot of these candidates, though, they see it as important. They're spending time and energy there.
Yeah, that's right, Gio. And it's a really fair question, and one that I've been putting to Democratic leaders down here, because you're exactly right. In November, this will not likely be a key battleground state. By a lot of measures, this is a red state that's gotten redder. Trump won here in 2020 by 12 points. But still, when Democrats decided to change their primary schedule, they put this state first. And Jim Clyburn, the congressman who's really the leader of the congressional delegation, told me yesterday that he said they couldn't take it for granted. Once they changed the schedule and South Carolina was going first, they had to go big here. The DNC chair, Jamie Harrison, I also talked to him yesterday, and he made the argument that this state is a connector for the larger black community across the country. He called it the heartbeat of the black community across the country. And their hope is that by energizing black voters here in South Carolina, it will have a ripple effect across the country. Again, that could be risky. There's no guarantee that a message that works here will work everywhere, but still they have absolutely leaned in big here in South Carolina, guys.
All right, let's talk about the Republicans, Averi. And Nikki Haley taking on former President Donald Trump more directly now, talking about his baggage, the chaos that follows him. Is this part of a new strategy for her?
Right. She has taken sharper aim at former President Trump since the New Hampshire primary. Like you mentioned, the chaos, the baggage, but she has added a new line. And this comes after this week we found out through financial disclosures that Trump has spent $50 million of donor money on his legal fees. That is a lot of money. We know that his legal troubles are just now getting underway. And so Nikki Haley is now arguing that every dollar that Trump spends on legal fees, that's money that he can't spend to defeat Joe Biden, and that she is the candidate who's devoted to that cause. We'll see if it's going to be an effective strategy. We know that former President Trump's legal troubles have not affected his campaign thus far.
Sorry to follow up, but a lot of people are donating the money knowing that it's going to those legal fees.
Right. It has definitely been something that has galvanized his base, galvanized his supporters, and so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, a lot remains to be seen there. And MaryAlice, let's turn to the economy. We had a much stronger than expected jobs report yesterday, and unemployment seems to be holding steady for the third straight month in a row. These numbers obviously good for the president, but are the voters going to respond to this? Are they feeling it?
Yeah, Ariel, that is exactly the question. I mean, these numbers are so strong. 350,000 jobs added last month. That's double expectations. Wages up 0.6%. Unemployment still below 4%. I mean, these are the kind of economic stats that any president running for re-election would be so happy to have. And we saw consumer confidence really surge in January, too. I mean, that's really what matters, right? Whether voters are feeling good about the economy. But Democrats' theory is that this is going to continue. That's their theory of the whole case of the election, that these numbers are going to be so good and so strong that it will swing independents. It'll be undeniable. It will undercut Republicans' strongest argument about the economy. There are a lot of factors, though, that are hard to overcome. I mean, party loyalty. A lot of Republicans that are never that tell us they're never going to feel good about an economy when a Democrat is in charge. Of course, misinformation, disinformation. I talked to a lot of voters who just don't believe some of the concrete stats about this economy. And of course, I would say systematic issues with the economy. There's a lot of even Democratic voters that point to things like health care costs, child care costs, accessibility to elder care. And they say that even if wages are up, there's issues like that that still make it hard to feel good in this economy. So I think the president knows he still has his work cut out for him.
Yeah. And finally, Averi, let's go ahead and talk about the border real quickly here, because Republicans on Capitol Hill, they're actually threatening not to pass bipartisan deals on border security and taxes. And they're even saying, some of them at least are even saying they won't do it because it's going to make Joe Biden look good.
Right. We could see gridlock on Capitol Hill on at least a couple of different fronts, like you mentioned, the border plan, the bipartisan border deal that's being worked out. Listen, this is something that Republicans fought for. They wanted to see if we were going to continue to fund Ukraine, if we were going to continue to support Israel, that we address what's happening at the southern border. Now we're seeing Republicans say that they're going to vote no on it, and some are citing political reasons. When we look at Congressman Troy Nehls from Texas, he told ABC ABC News that he is going to be a no on this deal because it could improve Joe Biden's poll numbers. We're seeing something similar on a bipartisan tax bill that includes the child tax credit and expansion of that tax credit, which puts money back into the hands of low-income families. We saw Senator Chuck Grassley from Iowa say that he is worried that it could make Joe Biden look good in an election year. So we could see Republicans derail or stall some of these bipartisan efforts for political reasons.
Republicans being very transparent about their situation there. Averi Harper and MaryAlice Parks, we appreciate your insights. Thanks for joining us today.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.